Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the time has come at long last to start this LP. What am I LPing? Well, you see Project 64. I assure you it is not Night of Doom. At the time of recording this, I'm done with that. Thank God. But, there we go. Pokemon Stadium 2. Let me just move some things over. Okay. Let me move it over again. Sorry. And yeah, it has been far too long since I did Stadium 1. And obviously the audio quality's better in this playthrough than that one. So yeah, Pokemon Stadium 2. Let's start. Now, I did not set up my emulator to read the transfer pack. I will learn how to do that at some point, but we don't need it for absolutely everything, so we'll just go without it for now. I don't know what mystery... I don't know what this even is. Let me see what this is before we start anything. Okay, never mind. I also had to get a different graphics plugin because the default one that I'm using for my archaic as fuck Project 64 version causes graphical glitches. So yeah, using Glide. So the only thing we can really do, we can do two things without a transfer pack, without suffering. Pokemon Academy and one of the modes in Stadium. It would be the Challenge Cup, where you are given Pokemon with different predetermined movesets, but we'll go to school first. Who doesn't want to go to Earl's Pokemon Academy, right? Everyone, right? Yeah. So we'll listen to this. Also, I already did this off screen, but whatever. So we'll read all. We'll pay attention to this. Greetings, I'm Earl. Whether you want to become a mighty trainer or just learn how to win more battles, I'm the man to see. Let's get started. Today's theme is brushing up on basic rules. Okay. At the stadium, there are several cup tournaments and a variety of battles. Although each has different restrictions on which Pokemon may enter, the battle rules are virtually identical. Let me begin with these basic rules. Choose 6 Pokemon from your list of qualifiers. These 6 Pokemon will form your team. Choose the 3 Pokemon that you want to battle from the 6 on your team. Once you have chosen your combatants, the battle will get underway. This guy's voice. To win the tournament, you must defeat all your opponents and be the very best. Okay, sure. I love talking about Pokemon, no shit. What's my name? Earl. Okay, it does actually keep track of what you've done. There are several battle rules that every trainer must obey. It would be best if you learn the rules that must be followed in all battles. 2 or more Pokemon cannot be frozen or asleep at the same time. However, it is okay for one to be asleep and another to be frozen. You cannot use self-destruct or explosion when you and your opponent are down to your last Pokemon. If you do, you automatically lose, even if your opponent's Pokemon faints. Also, Destiny Bond and Pair Song will fail. Okay. Battle in Pokemon. All battles. Okay, I have to use the D-pad to go down. Not the analog stick.
Let us now begin.
Your Pokemon's things. Evolution is a time for celebration. It becomes stronger and more attractive. I don't know, dude. So what could there possibly be to complain about? Well, for one thing, Pokemon that evolve by leveling up learn moves much more slowly than they did before they evolved. For example, Cubone can learn Bone Rush at level 41, but its evolved form Marowak can't learn that move until it reaches level 53. If you're not raising... Okay, if you're not raising your Pokemon to level 100 anyway, what the fuck are you doing? Even though some Cup tournaments have level restrictions, you should consider canceling evolution until your Pokemon have learned some desirable moves. To stop an evolution that is in progress, simply press B in your game. Before you let your Pokemon evolve, check when it will learn new moves. No need to evolve your Pokemon hastily. This kind of preliminary work is where your battle actually begins. So yeah, what's your question? Cubone evolves into... Okay, Marowak. There it is. Oh my god, there's 20 of these? Yikes. This is gonna take a while. Pokemon that evolve using a stone such as Fire Stone or Water Stone often learn extremely few moves after evolution. Even though some cups have level restrictions, rushing evolution may not be a good idea. This is a valid point, actually. Vulpix can learn use Fire Stone to evolve Ninetales, but it can only learn one move, Fire Spin, and it's a shit move. At the very least, you should have Vulpix learn Flamethrower before letting it evolve. Yeah, and Flamethrower's not TM35 in Gen 2 because they decided to be dicks.
Pay attention, people, please.
Make your Pokemon learn the moves you want them to know before you make them evolve. On the other hand, there are some moves that can be learned only after evolution. This makes for quite a dilemma.
Let me see.
For example, Sunkern learns Giga Drain at level 46. However, if it evolves into Sunflora, at level 31 it learns Petal Dance. If you want it to learn this move, it can't learn Giga Drain. If you're using Sunflora, you got bigger problems than Giga Drain and Petal Dance and moves. Like, your problem is Sunflora doesn't know fuck all for moves. I used one in Gen 4 and coincidentally in Soul Silver, and it was terrible. Don't ever use a Sunflora, please. Moves learned before evolution or those learned after evolution, which should be learned and at what levels. Be sure to weigh all the options carefully before you evolve all your Pokemon.
Very, very simple.
The same goes for Pokemon that evolve through trading or tameness. I recommend that you time your evolutions based on the levels at which your Pokemon learn moves. Whoops. Okay, I wanted to speed this up, but it sped up way too much. Moves. Yeah. Pokemon and moves come in a variety of types, such as normal, fire, water, grass, electric, and ghost. There are 17 types in all. Okay, I might skip some of these and do these off screen, because holy crap. There's a lot of these, and we know Pokemon. This is Gen 2. Everyone who's watching this has played Gen 2. The key point is not only are Pokemon classified by type, but there are types for moves, too. The combination of the type of Pokemon under attack and the type of the attack move is referred to as the type matchup. If the type matchup is good, it may be possible to inflict double the damage. On the other hand, if the match type is bad, an attack may not have any effect at all. Here's an example. Water-type Pokemon are strong against fire-type attacks, but weak against grass-type attacks. As you can see, a Pokemon's type is very important when it is under attack. Here we have a fire-type move. It is super effective against grass-type, but weak against water-type Pokemon. As you can see, a move's type becomes important when it is used for attack. How many types of Pokemon are there in all? 17? Okay. I actually guessed that. I didn't listen to you. Exploiting weaknesses. Exploiting the opponent's weakness. This is a basic strategy for Pokemon battles. If you use an attack that matches up favorably against the defender's type, you can inflict double the damage. For example, let's attack a flying type Pokemon with an electric type move. It picked on a weak spot to cause double the damage. Even Faulkner, the bird user, would be aghast. Similarly, attacking a water-type Pokemon with a grass-type move, or attacking a grass-type Pokemon with a fire-type move, will be super effective. In contrast, if the attack is not very effective, then the type matchup is bad. This means the move's impact will be half its usual level. If a move has no effect, then the type matchup is simply the worst. The move's power will drop to 0, so it will be unable to inflict any damage at all. For example, Self-Destruct is a normal type move. It has no effect on Ghost type Pokemon because that type matchup is the worst. To avoid such an embarrassing situation, read and review the material on type matchups in the library. We'll look at that when I answer this guy's question. Self-Destruct will not work against Ghost. Okay. Up. There we go. So since Earl was talking about the library, let's head in here. So this is one of the greatest things ever made for this, because you could look up literally everything there is about the main games. Like, yeah. Yeah, you can just look at this. It's basically a virtual strategy guide. You can look up what moves they learn. Yeah, it says here, same type, so power is multiplied by 1.5, which is awesome. And, let's see. Wait, does it really not tell you what levels Pokemon learn moves in Gen 2 unless you put in the transfer pack the first time? Huh. I can't say I knew that. Huh. Well then. Anyway, let's go back to the classroom.
Let us now begin.
Did you know that 2 new types appeared in the Gold and Silver versions? The Dark and Steel types. The Dark type is tough against the Psychic type, but weak against the Fighting type. Steel types are unaffected by poison, but weak against fire.
Now.
There are also some Pokemon that have changed types. Magnemite and Magneton are 2 such Pokemon. Ah, yes. Sorry if I'm bored, but, like, we're literally in class. I get bored during lectures and get tired reading. Also, it's late at night. Instead of just being the electric type, now they are electric and steel type Pokemon. What do you think? Does the enhanced defense wait, hold on. Does the enhanced defense this gives them make them a welcome change, or do the additional matchup weaknesses outweigh the positive aspects?
Yes.
Type matchups have changed slightly as well. Ghost-type moves are now effective against Psychic-type Pokemon. Now, I think they were supposed to always be effective against Psychics, but I think that was a bug. Speaking of bug-type Pokemon, or bug-type moves are not as effective against poison-type Pokemon as they were before. These are some changes. Off you go to the library. You'll find a whole variety of excellent reference material, so it's an excellent place to study and review. Keep in mind, this game in the US released in 2001. Where do you recommend that you study and review data? The library, of course. So, like, 2001, not everyone had high-speed internet. I was still using fucking dial-up then. And also, guides were kind of unreliable. Now, but, like, who would not trust this game?
Pay attention, people, please.
I'm sure you know about status problems. There are conditions such as poison, sleep, and burn that put you at a disadvantage in battle. But did you also know that there are other conditions that are similar to status problems? Allow me to explain. Attract could cause infatuation, preventing a male Pokemon from attacking a female half the time and vice versa. And if you're the trainer that's infatuated, well, the Pokemon infatuated, that means the move, your Pokemon is basically dead, because it will not ever hit. The move Nightmare works only on sleeping opponents. Each turn it steals away a quarter of the victim's HP. The move Curse, when used by a Ghost-type Pokemon, causes the victim to lose a quarter of its HP every turn. These are only a few examples.
No.
Now this part is very important, so listen closely. Okay, I want to go into We Are Number 1 right now. Some status problems can even affect a Pokemon's stats. For example, not only does a burn cause damage every turn, it also weakens attack power by half. Paralysis may immobilize a Pokemon, but it also sharply reduces speed by half. Knowing that, you could deliberately use a status problem to make up for your own Pokemon's weaknesses. But regardless of whether your Pokemon is weak or strong, whatever Pokemon you use, your love and strategy will help you win. Yeah, no, not in tournaments. Sorry. And that's it. We'll do like 2 more of these and then we'll battle.
Let us now begin.
As you know, Pokemon and moves come in a variety of types. When a Pokemon is attacking, if its type is the same as its move type, the move's impact will increase to 1.5 times its usual level. For example, if the electric type Pikachu uses an electric type move, its attack will have 1.5 times its usual power. This is great advice, obviously. Not everyone would know this, because I don't think the games outright tell you this. Unless they do in Gen 1. I don't actually remember. In the same manner, if a normal type Pokemon is used by a normal type Pokemon, the attack will also be 1.5 times more powerful than it would be if a Pokemon of a different type used it. Don't forget this important point. Of course, since this combination only multiplies by the power of attack moves by 1.5, support moves that aren't used for attack are not affected. Let's say Gengar uses a Ghost-type move such as Spite or Confuse Ray. In such case, move's accuracy or effect will not be boosted by the identical type combination. There are also moves that inflict fixed amounts of damage. These will not be multiplied by a factor of 1.5 either. I will cover this topic in greater detail a bit later, so please keep this point in mind. Which type of move is powered up 1.5 times when used by a Psychic type? That would be Psychic. Okay, Earl. Support moves.
Okay.
Support moves. Do you use them effectively in battle? When used correctly, they can greatly improve your chance of winning. There are a great deal of support moves. If If you learn to use them properly, you could become a modern-day ninja. Oh, I could be Koga. Try a move that causes status problems. If the foe becomes paralyzed, burned, or falls asleep, the battle will be much easier. For example, Thunder Wave and Confuse Ray are very powerful. As a countermeasure, you could use Safeguard to prevent status problems for 5 turns. Fuck you, Miltank. Nobody likes you. Die. Or you could use Heal Bell to cure your Pokemon of all status problems. These are some stats such as attack, defense, and accuracy that can be temporarily affected by moves during battle. Use moves like Belly Drum and Swords Dance on your Pokemon before attacking. These strongly boost attack power. To counteract such moves, use Haze. It'll return any Pokemon stat change back to normal. However, be aware that this move will work on both your Pokemon and the opponent, and will reset its stats regardless of whether that ability is up or down. The 2 other moves that you may find useful are Reflect and Light Screen. Reflect halves the damage from physical attacks over 5 turns, and Light Screen halves the damage from special attacks. Any altered stat will return to normal if the Pokemon is switched out. It may be effective to obstruct switching by using a move such as Spider Web or Mean Look, which no one ever used competitively, especially with Gen 3 because of Shadow Tag being a thing, although I think that's banned anyway. Foresight is another good move. It returns the opponent's evasiveness to normal. Oh, that's what that does. Huh. There are far too many moves for me to describe them all. Your homework assignment is to study the rest on your own. Yeah, I'm not doing that. Sorry. Which move restores all status problems for all the Pokemon on your team? Heal Bell. Alright. I'm gonna stop this for right now. I'm gonna head into the library. I'm curious. Is there any Pokemon that could use Heal Bell other than Miltank? ABCD. Heal Bell. Oh. Okay. Well, I'm not using Miltank. Whoops. Actually, I went a little too far. Yeah, we'll just do this. Which move could give the opponent this condition? Poison. Smog. Crunch may lower which stat? Special defense, even though that is so unbelievably stupid. Learn to continue which of these conditions must all of your Pokemon avoid. Fainted. Type of move is a physical attack. Poison. Can a Delibird be easily frozen by Ice Beam? No. Following is a lovely... normal? Yeah. The other ones didn't make any sense. Guards against moves that lower stats. What move is this? Okay. I don't think I've ever used Mist. Following types is new in gold and silver versions. Steel. What often happens to the number of learnable moves after a Pokemon is evolved using a stone? Decreases. Which move's power will be multiplied by 1.5 if it is used by Kingdra? Dragon Breath. Five, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yay! Let's do some battling. We'll do like one battle. I just love grass type Pokemon. Bet you don't know what types of Pokemon are tough against the grass type. What is the hint?
Pay attention, people, please.
Oh, never mind. It's just that again. I will defeat you. Do you know the weaknesses of grass type Pokemon? Yes, I do. Okay, so Beedrill, Pidgeotto, and Growlithe.
This is the battle between the students of Earl's Pokemon Academy. The students begin battle with dreams of becoming respected Pokemon trainers.
Okay. I only have one move. But, oh well. I think they only have one move, too.
Here's the
Well,
first
for
move.
this battle.
That didn't accomplish much.
Yeah, that did absolutely nothing.
What will the trainer do now? That did little damage. These Pokemon are equally fit. There's plenty of
I got a poison. Oh,
What's this? The hit glanced right off. Ow! Additional damage. When needed. Yes, it's a hit. Oh, knockout.
KO!
Which Pokemon will join the battle now? Oh, it's Meganium.
Well, the worst starter in Pokemon.
A hot battle is unfolding.
The one that no one picks and everyone just abandons for
A powerful blow.
for the more powerful and quite frankly better Typhlosion,
There's the attack.
Razor Leaf,
Not very effective.
Typhlosion and
The white hot battle continues.
Feraligatr.
What's next?
Goodbye.
Real weakness. What'll it do? Whoops, that missed. Additional damage in an already difficult situation. Oh, and down it goes.
Goodbye.
There's only one Pokemon left to come out.
I did-
Oh, it's Executor! This is the last Pokemon. It's a fierce battle.
Obviously, in a real battle, Executor would just destroy Beedrill with Psychic. But luckily, this kid didn't teach Executor any Psychic-type moves.
Sparks are flying from both competitors. Now one more. Wham!
Goodbye.
There are no more remaining Pokemon. And there goes the battle.
So whenever I play Pokemon Stadium, or not Pokemon Stadium, when I play Pokemon Crystal, I will be using this team. Yay. Decisive victory without a single KO'd Pokemon. How beautiful. Now, you have to, in order to get the star, you have to use the exact Pokemon that you need to use. Otherwise, you are not going to do it. Like, you're not going to get the star. But yeah, I'll be using the Pokemon that I have here. I'll be using Pupitar, well, Tyranitar. Kabutops, though I'm gonna have to hack that in. Growlithe at some point, wherever I get it. Pidgeotto, Quagsire, and Beedrill. So. Also, I don't know why the screen down there is flickering. Anyway, I'm going to end here. So, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Farewell.